Battle of Chaos brought new life to Blue Eyes, a chance to see what the OCG is cooking up with the latest Sous Ship innovations, and all sorts of other strange, interesting decks. Let's dig on into OCG Thursday, shall we? Make sure you guys smash over the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. We got OCG Thursday on the mind here, featuring the new power-ups from Battle of Chaos for the almighty Blue Eyes White Dragon. Alright, I can't wait to see how much better this deck will get in the near future here. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, one copy of the alternative White Dragon, two copies of the Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, triple copies of Effect Veiler, two copies of Ghost Bell, triple copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. Then we got the triple copies of the Tyrant of D. Being able to choose those attack targets for this card kind of actually matters. And then you get a free send of a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or deck to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. You can discard a Blue Eyes or a card specifically list that card into text to revive the Blue Eyes that you just milled off. That seems pretty good, actually. We have triple copies of the White Stone of Ancients, one copy of the White Stone of Legend, triple copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon, two copies of Called by the Grave, triple copies of Dragon Shrine, two copies of Return, triple copies of Melody, and then we got the Ultimate Fusions during the main phase. Remember, this is either player's turn, by the way. You get to fusion summon a monster that lists Blue Eyes or Blue Eyes Ultimate as material by shuffling fusion monsters on it from your hand, field, or graveyard into the deck, and destroy face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons used as fusion material for that monster. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a pop on the opponent's turn for Blue Eyes of all things. Then we have triple copies of Solemn Judgment here, wrapping up the main deck. Down in the next deck, we have one Linkuriboh, one Hulk, one copy number 90, one Full Armor, one copy of the Cipher Blade, one Formula, two copies of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, one Barony de Fleur, one Azure Eyes, triple copies of the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Just being able to make this and laugh at your opponent just feels good. At the end of the damage step, if this is the only face-up card you control and this fusion card attack, you can send a Blue Eyes Fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. This can attack again in a row, up to twice per turn. During either player's battle phase, when a card or effect is activated, targets a Blue Eyes card you control. You can banish this card from your graveyard to negate that activation to destroy that card. 4,500 that can attack twice is very scary. Then we have one Tyrant Burst, which is a Blue Eyes plus a Dragon monster, so this would be very easy to make off of Ultimate Fusion. And then, of course, the one Blue Eyes alternative Ultimate Dragon. Side deck here, we have two copies of Lancia, triple Honest, triple Nibiru, one copy of Harpy's Feather Duster, triple Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Skill Drain here, wrapping up one of the coolest modern era Blue Eyes White Dragon decks I think you're going to get the chance to see. Next up here is Sous Ships. Now, with the new set going legal this weekend here, I think you're going to see some people out here trying to mess around with Sous Ships. This deck kind of feels like it's missing a little bit more, and hopefully we will get some further support for this, but who doesn't love the little sushi treats? So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, one copy of Pinkertops, triple copies of Ikora, triple copies of the Ice Fish, triple copies of Maxi, one Nibiru, triple copies of the Urchin Sous Ship, triple copies of the Sous Ship Sherry, two copies of Called by the Grave, two copies of Cosmic Cyclone, one Crossout Designator, one Arby's Feather Duster, two copies of Lightning Storm, one copy Painful, two copies of Painful, one copy of Piercing the Darkness, two Unexpected Die, triple copies of the Sous Ship Daily Special, two copies of Infinite Permanence, and one copy of Red Reboot. Down here in the extract, we have one Nightmare Phoenix, one Ahashima, two copies of the Urchin Sous Class Second Wadashi, one copy of Rhapsody, one Wathrabru. Don't underestimate this card, by the way. This card's really good as a tech option. We have two copies of Dreadnought, one Gaia, one Vespinato, one Zeus, one Emerald, the one Vimana, and two copies of the Ice Fish Class Auxiliary Fish. And then we have two copies of DD Crow, triple Denkoseka, two Phantasme, two copies of Gamma Seal, two Ghost Ogre, one Nibiru, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up the Sous Ship Daily Special. Next up here is Machina. I've been kind of keeping an eye on the cool things that Machina can do in the OCG here. Keep in mind this deck does have triple copies of the best card in their deck, but you know, that's just fine. They also have protection. So we also have triple copy, or excuse me, 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Triple copies of King of the Sky Prison. 2 copies of the Machina Aerator. 2 copies of Citadel. 2 copies of Fortress. Triple copies of Gear Frame. 1 Aerator, 1 Possessed Storage, 1 Ruined Force, triple copies of the Unclassed Spare, 2 copies of Maxi, 2 copies of Called by the Grave, 2 Crossout Designator, triple copies of Redeployment, 2 triple copies of Extravagance, 2 copies of the EMR. Hey, tributing a machine monster, target a card for every 1,000 it had on its original attack, and just go pop, pop, pop. Sure, that's easy. We have 2 copies of Eminent Permanence, triple copies of Overdrive, and triple copies of Skill Drain here. Wrapping up the main deck. Down here in the extract, we have 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Cerberus, 1 Anger Knuckle, 1 copy Vapo, 1 Ballista, 1 Access Code, 1 Juggernaut Libby, 1 Gustav Max, 1 Super Dora, 1 copy of the entirely tired Teddy Bear, 2 copies of Iron Wolf, 2 copies of Gear Gigant, and 1 Exciton. Then we have 2 Lancia, 1 Maxi, 1 Nibiru, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, triple Dark Roll No More, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Lightning Storm, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up basically Machina Toolbox. This deck really hasn't taken off in the TCG, which I guess is kind of a disappointment, but I guess Skill Train really is that crucial to the ability for this deck to be able to function. So hopefully it will all work out for this deck. Next up here is another Dark Magician list. And last week on OCG Thursday, we did talk about this. People were like, what is this? This fake Dark Magician deck. Look, guys, Illusion with Magician Souls really is actually just that good. I mean, when we basically are good to search for whatever that you want in your deck, okay, I'll take it. Alright, so we have 1 copy of the Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl, 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Dark Magician Girl, 2 copies of Diviner of the Herald, 2 copies of Magician's Rod, triple copies of Magician Souls, 2 copies of Maxi, triple copies of Dark Magician, triple copies of Illusion of Chaos, 2 copies of Advanced Ritual Art, 2 copies of Called by the Grave, 1 Dark Magic Attack, 2 copies of Dark Magical Circle, 1 copy of Magician's Salvation, 2 copies of Preparation Rites, 1 copy of Secrets, 2 copies of Soul Servant, 1 copy of Super Polymerization, 1 Eye of Timaeus, 2 copies of Eternal Soul, 1 Infinite Permanence, 1 Magician Navigation, 1 Combination, and 1 copy of Solemn Judgment here. Wrapping up the main deck. Down here in the extract, we have 1 Selene, 1 Unicorn, 1 copy of Imduk, 1 copy of Dahark. I told you guys this card would be nuts. 1 Access Code, 1 copy of Photon Bouncer, 1 Norito, 1 Magi Magi, and 1 Ebon Illusion Magician. Then we have 2 copies of Herald, 1 The Dark Magicians, 1 Starving Venom, 1 Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and 1 copy of 1 The Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Wrapping up Dark Magician. Don't underestimate the level of innovation that Dark Magician has gotten. After its last wave of support, this deck has just gotten better over time. And I do think it's going to be something that people are going to have a little bit of a hard time swallowing as this deck continues to get more support. It's going to get better, right? That might not be true at all. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a really hard time giving good support to anything else other than Yugi's monsters. And the last list we have here is basically Brave Toolbox at the end of the day. Basically the old concept of the old best Toolbox turbo deck. So this is good stuff. So we have triple copies of Aquamancer, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 copy of Arborea, 1 copy of Celestial, 1 Plasma, triple copies of Gamma Seal, 1 copy of Jet Synchron, triple copies of Maxi, 2 copies of Olion, 1 copy of Corridor, triple Sanguine, 2 copies of Griffin Rider, hey Omni Negate, 2 copies of Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Crossout Designator, 2 copies of Draco Back the Dragon Steed, 1 Foolish Braille, triple Fusion Destiny, 2 Journey of Destiny, triple copies of Rite of Armesia, and 1 copy of Infinite Permanence here. Down here in the next track, we have 1 Underworld Closed Goddess, 1 Almirage, 1 Verte, the 1 Auroradon, 1 Link Spider, 1 Hauk, 1 Cherubini, 1 Access Code, 1 Hyper Librarian, 1 Herald, 1 Cupid Pitch, 1 copy of Borrowed Savage, 1 Excel Synchron, 1 Colossus, and the 1 Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Then we have triple Lava Golem, 2 copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance, triple copies of Evenly Matched, 1 copy of Imperial Order, 2 copies of Royal Decree, triple copies of Solemn Judgment, 1 copy of Vandy's Emptiness here. Wrapping up this chunk of OCG deck profiles for you guys. Blue Eyes frickin' White Dragon. I think that's the first list that I've seen take advantage of the new support, and I must say that when Battles of Chaos comes out here, I'm super excited for that. But I think for now, I'm super most excited about just Brave in general and how that is going to warp the format. I think that's going to be the most exciting thing. So guys, what do you think about these lists? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys smash it over the crap that subscribing. So you guys don't miss out on more content. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on the day. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out Vanquill40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by Vanquill40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mquillgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.